issues with the lighting. Is that going to stay up? Okay. Okay, maybe not. Oh, guys, what a day. If something falls. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to pop on this vitamin E skincare. It's their Moisture Boost facial serum. It's available in Superdrug, the Superdrug Zone. I think you get 50 mils, but I'm going to just put about 2 pumps on because my skin definitely needs it. I'm waiting on more lights, guys. How many lights have I gotten? Have we talked about? I am waiting on more lights to come because the TikTok light I got was a newer, and newer are very good with their kind of the quality of their camera or the camera lights. Makeup artists use them. Lots of people, gaming people who do presenting use them. But the one I got is just not what they said it would do, basically. So that's just the serum. I'm going to go in with the Soleil SPF 30. Now, I'll probably go in with the Skin Silk today, but I am going to do a video on this, guys. This is SPF 50. It's from L'Oreal. It's the Bright Reveal Tinted Glow. So you basically just mix it with your moisturizer, and then you've kind of got your own self-made foundation, basically. So, yeah, SPF 50, and it came with the moisturizer I just used up. So I'm going to pop on my SPF 30. This is Soleil from Superdrug. So this is the eyeshadow palette we're using today. And this is the foundation, Revolution Skin Silk. Mine is in F5, but they've got 20 shades, so yeah, it's good. So I hope everyone's well. Nice to see everybody last night on live, and the night before. It was great catching up with you all. I know some of you said you'll be on about 20 minutes into the live, so I thought I'd just get my skincare done while you're doing that. Where the lights are, I can't even see who's on, so do let me know if you're on. But yeah, it's a newer light, basically, NEEWER, and they're supposed to be really good quality. But this one, guys, it's just not as bright as I want it to be. So this is the SPF 30, and that's the minimum. It's the Sensitive Skin Soleil from Superdrug. They do foundations, they do things like that. So, oh, hi Tassos, you're the first here. I'm okay. I had a little issue breathing earlier on today, which was a bit strange. But it only lasted for a short time. It wasn't very long. But yeah, just out of breath. But I'm at home today, so I wasn't in work. But yeah, definitely tired. Yeah, overworked, as you can probably understand. How have you been? And then I'm just going to put the rest under here. So sorry if I look tired, guys. I think I had 2 hours sleep, and it's not that I didn't want to sleep, I just couldn't sleep. So, yeah, I know. It was like, it keeps coming and going. It's kind of like a tightening kind of thing. I'm not quite sure. It's just making me a bit tired, I think. But yeah. My string is foggy. My string is foggy? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to go in with the primer. Elf, here we go. Over here. It's not foggy. It's supposed to look like VHS. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, hang on a second. You see? I don't think there's any difference. It doesn't look anything here or earlier on. I don't know if it's meant to look like VHS, but I don't know. They're just the camera lights, guys. It's definitely nothing, and the camera's doesn't need to be cleaned or anything. So, but I am. This is what I've been saying, Tessa, since I got on. I've got 2 newer lights coming, NEEWER, because these lights I was told were going to be really bright, really amazing, and they're not. They're kind of like home, like what you'd use for photos. So I'm looking forward to getting them, honestly. Yeah. So Okay, so this is the elf. If you're new here, guys, my name is Kira. I do makeup tutorials here. I am a freelance makeup artist, but I've stopped doing that for a while now. I work in support work with autistic young adults and adults with Down syndrome. And then on here, I do makeup tutorials and do I'll be a bit slower today, guys, because I'm not feeling amazing. I do makeup tutorials and mental health as well, so do take a look at those videos. Um, so this is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I'm doing really well with it, guys. And it's really good for autumn and winter because it's so thick. But Tassos, how's work been for you? I know Rumpelstiltskin is coming on in a little while. We were on last night, and he came in right at the end. And it's because I went on at 7 o'clock, and I thought maybe for a Sunday it might be better to come on at 7. But there was like right at the end as I was going, he came on and I had to go. So yeah. But I hope work is good for you, Tassos. So I've just really most let that kind of set in for 30 seconds, guys. Zayden, can we talk about dogs? Okay. Do you have a dog? I'm just going to take some water, guys. I've been trying to hydrate myself today. Okay, so what we're going to do is put on the Revolution Skin Silk in F5. It's got 20 shades basically, and mine is F5. So I'm just going to warm it up on the skin. It has a pump too, so it's not really, that's what it looks like. Okay, we're just gonna, so I have something kind of really weird that's happened. If you know, I used to live in a different house. I moved quite recently, and in that house, kind of odd things were happening. So one night, so very odd things, and just so you know, I'm a very scientific led person, so I'm not in any way kind of spiritually led or anything like that. So odd things were starting to happen. One of them was that when I was in bed, in my previous home, I was fast asleep, and I'm honestly, this happened. My bed sheets just were like pulled down, and it kind of startled me. And then 6 months after that, I was coming out of the shower, brushing my teeth, and like I felt like a little tap on my shoulder. Well, I'm saying this for a reason, and I'll catch up with the comments in a minute. I just want to say it before it, like, so the other night I was on my overnight and I was handing over to the colleague in the morning, and I said to him, I'm so sorry about that kind of really strong menthol smell in the sleep room, because the staff have a separate sleep room. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, I'm so sorry, I couldn't get rid of it. I opened the doors, it was only in that kind of room where we sleep. It's fine in the rest of the house. And he said, Kira, there was no smell. There's absolutely no smell. And he said to me, and I was being really, oh, I wonder what it is. And he said to me, like, given where we work, maybe like it was a spirit. And I said nothing, because I haven't told anyone in work what happened in Banbury. Luckily one of my friends was with me, so I looked really I was so glad when the third and final thing happened in the previous house, whereas we heard somebody walk across the wooden floor, and thankfully somebody was there, so I knew I wasn't crazy. But he kept saying to me, sometimes spirits come and they let you know they're present rather than you. I don't know how he put it anyway. He kind of said it sounds like spirit was trying to let you know it was there. So I'm not sure what's going on, guys. I didn't welcome anything in. I'm not kind of spiritual in any way. But he said, how long did it last? And I said, the entire night. I was opening up the window, I was doing everything, and it was only in the sleep room. It was nowhere else. And I checked if anything had spilled. It was like a really strong menthol smell. It's really weird. um, and I didn't even think of that side of things until he said it. I just thought it was something that kind of spilt in the room, and I said sorry about that. And he said, Kira, I had a friend, and he started to talk about his friend, and I won't go into that because that's his story, I guess. But it was super similar, and so now I'm thinking, I thought kind of I left that behind, so I don't know. And then earlier today I was just in the house, and there was like, anyway, yeah, so something else happened today in this house. So yeah, I'm doing great right now. Yeah, so I'm going to catch up in the comments, guys. I just wanted to get it out there because I know some of you have been here for a while and you'll know what I'm talking about. but I'll catch up, guys. I finally switched to doing days now because I'm about to burn out. Today I worked at 8, but last night I finished at half midnight. So you can imagine that I felt like a zombie today. Absolutely, I can imagine that. MTG YK67 IDC. Okay. Hi, Rumpelstiltskin. How are you? I thought you might come on. I said that earlier. Tassos Rumpelstiltskin salutations. Rumpelstiltskin, oh boy, I have a history of paranormal experiences, not anymore, thankfully. Yeah, it was really strange. And it was more the fact that my colleague just brought it up and didn't say. I was thinking, like, oh, this is just a scent. Didn't even go there in my mind. Didn't tell anyone about my experience in my previous house. And he said, it really sounds. And he got quite serious and he was making coffee and stuff. And he said, it really does sound like kind of more like of a spirit. And he said, think of where we work, think about all the patients that have come and gone here. And then I was kind of like, oh my God. And he said, what was it? I said, it's just a very, very distinct, strong menthol smell. And it lasted all night. And it, wasn't any other place in the house. So yeah. And then today I was walking around and there was kind of something, couldn't really make it out, figure kind of on the corner of the stairs. So obviously, guys, because of what's going on with me, I checked up neurologically and it's nothing like that. Those kind of things don't last 15 hours. Like this lasted my whole overnight. This smell lasted completely the entire time. And when we both went up, he didn't smell it and I did. So I don't know. But he was the one that actually suggested it could be something like that and then spoke about his friend. And he said, like, that's his experience. So I wouldn't say that on here. But yeah, I thought I'd left that behind, guys. I'm not sure what's happening. So there, I'll catch up with the comments. Rumpelstiltskin, oh boy, I have a history of paranormal experiences, not anymore, thankfully. Yeah. Thank you, Kira, for the nightmare fuel. Oh, I'm sorry. Even repeated night hag experience. Wow. Alphaeon, light some sage, you'll be okay. Just don't think about it. Oh, thank you for that. Tassos, maybe some neighbor next door was using a menthol shampoo. Maybe, yeah. If it was like a rotten gutter like smell. No, it was like Vicks vapor rub, like menthol, like really strong, almost like made your eyes, that strong menthol scent where it almost makes your kind of eyes tear up because it kind of burns you a little bit. It's like, wow. Very overpowering. So yeah, I'm not sure really what's happening, but I'm not welcoming anything like this into my life. It just keeps happening. So I'm not going to be too concerned with it. It's not like it was harming me in any way, but my colleague certainly went down the route of that. Definitely sounds more kind of spiritual or ghost like. So, and then he was kind of saying, like, if you think of where we do work, obviously I know what he was going, there's been previous patients in the house, they're not here anymore. I know kind of what he was saying, but I just didn't want to go there. And of course, nobody knows in work, guys. Who would I tell? Like, my best friend knows, and she was there in one of them, so thankfully she knows I wasn't kind of going crazy. But you wouldn't, you're not going to say something like that in work, are you? People are just going to be like, what is this person doing? So yeah. um, if it was like a rotten gutter smell. Yeah, I've heard of things like that. Yeah. When I googled it kind of came up with things like they just want to make their presence known, or they don't know they've passed, things like that. So I kind of stopped googling it because obviously this isn't even a place I live. This is a place I work, so I have to go back there all the time. So yeah, really, really odd. But yeah, there are things out there, guys, that we really don't know. At the end of the day, we all go by practical living. Most of us are kind of science-based. Not all of us. There is people that believe in that kind of thing. I wasn't one of them. I'm not still to a point, but obviously, today in the house then with something happening, and we'd gone so long with nothing happening. I don't know. Really, really odd. They've started the fireworks here already, guys. So if you hear it, I'm sorry about that. This is just the Rimmel, and this is the Conceal and Correct concealer. Rumpelstiltskin, there are definitely things way beyond our sensory spectrum. I'm a strong, yeah, absolutely. I believe that I don't know everything out there, and I wouldn't presume to know everything out there, but I've never had kind of these continuous experiences. And now it's in this Not that I think it's the same thing, but obviously odd things happening. Yeah, so the weird thing is it's not like making me feel overwhelmed, but it's just stressful, but not in a scared stressful, if you know what I mean. It's just kind of a wondering like what it is kind of thing. But yeah, how was everybody else's week so far? I guess it is only Monday. But I think when you work in care and stuff, you don't have the same days as everybody else. So it's like sometimes your Wednesday could be your Saturday. So it's really weird. Tassos, we had a patient in care home that in the middle of the night would knock on the side of her bed and talk to someone who she insisted was a ghost. Wow. Fireworks there. Are they celebrating Diwali? Yes, they are. Yeah, they do. They celebrate it here. There's a big festival in Oxford. They do. Yeah. And then the week after is bonfire night for Halloween. But yeah, they celebrate Diwali over here. And there's quite a big culture here for that in Oxford. Sandra. Hi, Sandra. Thank you for joining. Megan, I'm in Uxbridge. Oh, wow. Not too far. I'm in Oxford. Okay, I might just put some of that concealer because I am suffering, and I think I said that in the longer form content video with redness, and I think that definitely happens in the fall winter time with me. So I've not put that away. No. I'm going to take it slow today, guys, because I'm not feeling 100%, but I wanted to come on and chat to you guys. You know, it's always great to catch up with you. Okay, I'm just going to warm that up to the skin. Thank you for joining, guys. Fireworks stopped here an hour ago. It was like a war zone, happy war zone. Yeah, it's been going on since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. And it's 8 o'clock UK time now, or just after. So yeah, not as frequent, but it was going off continuously in the kind of early afternoon. And now it's kind of stopped. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's a concealer. Sorry. Take it slow, don't rush it, please. I think I'm gonna have to take it slow today, I'm afraid. Alpha Lion, I know a lot about spirituality. If you're interested in knowing things, if that would help you. If not, you're strong. It too shall pass. I mean, the thing is, when in the other house, Alpha Lion, and thank you for that information. That's really useful. It did more intimidate me because I think the kind of bed sheets just being pulled down and you wake up and they're right down the end of the bed and you haven't moved, and things like tapping you on the shoulder, that felt a little bit more intimidating. And the walking across, my friend was there when like I had wooden floors in the previous house, and they just walked across the room and things like that felt very kind of intrusive. This was just a scent that was so strong. It also almost made me like, what is going on in this room? And then it was cold, and I had put on the heating about 3 times and nothing was working. And like when you talk to your colleagues, you don't talk about, well, it depends, I guess, how close you are, but we don't tend to go into too much kind of detail. So when he was just so honest and he said, Kira, that actually just sounds like a ghost or a spirit, and don't, and then it made us realize like we do work in we're kind of assisted living, so it's not a care home or older people, but they're definitely they need people, they need carers constantly. So yeah, it was just a weird thing. But thank you for that. I mean, I'm probably a bit more interested now that things are happening, just so I know for myself. But this doesn't feel as kind of not harmful. This doesn't feel as kind of intimidating as when I lived in my other house. So especially since somebody said it to me, and I wouldn't have even have gone there, So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. But yeah, work tomorrow, so I have to get an early night tonight. I might just be coming down with the flu too, because I don't know, with just today my breathing wasn't great. Okay, you can hear it now. Yeah, it's starting still, or continuing, I should say. If you hear it, guys, that's just the fireworks. They're celebrating Diwali. Okay, this might be very loud. I did say earlier that it stopped, but yeah, it'll probably go off and on. So this is the Collections Mattifying Powder SPF 20 with vitamin E. I'm just going to check the settings for the comments, guys, because sometimes I have issues. Okay, deep breath. So just, and I know it looks really white. Some people say when they say it straight away, is that not going to like really change the color of your skin? But actually, this is the translucent one. So even though it's white, it doesn't come off. You can see it doesn't take away any color. So that's what we're doing. And then I'm going to go in with the Revolution Pink Under Eye Baking Powder, and I only use that under the eyes. But I mean, if I think about it, the room that we all sleep in work, I guess, is a staff room now. But I guess because the house has been there for years, I mean, it may not have always been the employee room, if you know what I mean. So it's hard to know, really. But when he said it, I didn't feel as kind of alone because I felt like there is no actual. When I thought about it logically, there was no explanation for such a strong smell. There was nothing in the room, nothing had fallen, nothing had smashed. Like I thought, oh, maybe something's just spilt, or nothing was there. So when somebody else says it, it makes you feel a bit better too, because it's not you just thinking things, Do you feel scared when you turn the lights off before bed? Not really, no. I feel aware, I guess, more aware of where I am, which probably doesn't make sense, but I haven't felt scared. But obviously now in the house today, there was like a little, all I could see was like curly hair. There's like some brown curly hair, and they didn't turn around, and then I looked again and it was just gone. So yeah, I don't know if it was young or old. It was just brown curly hair, like they were faced away from me, and they were in the corner of my stairs, because so my stairs does that, and then it does that, and then the next steps go up. So they were just kind of in that corner there. So yeah, really strange. But I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's really weird, really, really weird. But I'm not someone who's an expert, so I don't really know. So yeah, I thought I had yeah, I thought that had kind of gone, that kind of part of my life, but I guess something's, I don't feel scared. That's the thing. I don't really feel scared. I did in the other house, because it was very, when somebody was doing the kind of pulling down um, the sheets and tapping you on the shoulder. That is very kind of, I'm here. But these little things set very strong smells, and like seeing something and then it just goes. It's more kind of, I don't know how to say it, not as bad as it was in the other place. Fireworks restarted at 1 a.m. Yeah, they're probably going to start here. They started a few minutes ago. I think it'll probably be something ongoing. They definitely, they celebrated in all the schools and all the primary schools. They do a festival in the evening. So yeah, and we're quite close to Oxford City as well. So we could be hearing that as well. And it's restarted for you. Wow. Yeah, I think it's just going to be like that. And they usually do this over a couple of days too. So I think it's just their celebrations for. So this is the Revolution baking powder, the pink one. I only use it under the eyes. I don't think it's sold with this anymore, but I got this together as a pack. And this is just for under the eyes to kind of pat it in. But just gonna, okay. Just like that, guys. The only thing I would say is I do wish this came with a bit of a sifter, because you really do have to make sure the amount comes out and control it. That's the only thing, but it's very good. It's very, very good. So this is the Makeup Revolution baking powder in pink. It comes in banana and banana light, so you can choose your own. Can you please, Tassos, can you explain, sorry, can you please explain the curly hair? I was just walking into my other room, just hanging my laundry up, basically. I thought I'd just come out of the washing machine, and I was turning back, and I just passed the stairs, and it was like this kind of, I don't know if it was a boy, it looked like a boy, just curly hair, really curly hair, but he was faced the other direction. He wasn't facing me. He was kind of facing the corner. And then when I looked again, he was gone. So, pretty normal day, guys. So it's not like I do anything kind of out of the ordinary. I've got a very normal, shall we say, 9 to 5 life. It's not anything exciting. So yeah, so yeah, it was just like I presume it looked like a little boy, but I can't know for sure, really. Rumpelstiltskin, I also had someone calling me from behind an empty corridor. Where they called your name. That's really, wow. Actually calling your name, that must be very, as much as what I'm experiencing, I think if you hear somebody call your name and there's nobody there, that must be very, very, very scary. Rumpelstiltskin, the night hag, I learned is psychological. It's a worldwide phenomenon, but I don't have an explanation for the other experiences. And I don't have any explanation, guys, and it's something you don't talk about. It really isn't something you talk about, because why would you? Because before that happened, you were a practical person. You wouldn't have thought twice. Most of us, anyway. Some of us are spiritually led and are interested in the paranormal. I wasn't one of those. And I respected people that were, but I certainly wasn't one of those people that kind of really focused on anything like that. And so, yeah, it's very unusual when it does happen, for sure. Yeah, but somebody hearing your name or, calling your name, that must be very shocking to hear that. Okay, so I think that's enough, guys. Alpha Lion, we are all energy, and even those without a physical body will crave the energy of another human being who has a physical body. Yeah, I started wondering if it's just people that have no this. I don't know anything about these things, so I might be completely wrong. Like, is it people not realizing they're gone? I mean, I don't have a lot of experience in it. It's not something I would have thought about before. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Really strange. Alpha line, protect your energy. The alive and the dead are like energy vampires. That makes a lot of I don't know, but I've not been today was the first time where I just felt like God, like I almost not that I could, I had to catch my breath, but I wasn't doing anything. I felt like I'd been running on a jog and I'd just come back. But I wasn't, so really strange. Um a friend of mine got pushed down multiple times in the same corridor. Guess I was the lucky one. Whoa, okay. Wow. Oh my goodness, that sounds really scary. Tassos, the alive energy vampires are bad enough, let alone, but I know. Tell me about it. Honestly, Tassos. Mm, yeah, it's enough, isn't it? Let alone two. Absolutely. Okay, what I'm going to do now is go into the bronzer. And I'm going to be using Rimmel bronzer, and it's a really practical one for I think autumn winter. It's just their natural bronzer. There's no shimmer at all, and it's nice for kind of autumn fall. It gives you a bit of a color, but it doesn't look too shimmery. So that's what we're going to do. Sam, you have positive energies around you. Thank you. That makes me feel good. Because I'm not, I was half thinking like, where do you go to? And then I googled it the other day or the other night, Sam. I googled like what to do, and then these people, these professionals in Oxford, all their business names started to come up, and they can kind of. I'm not going to go to one of those, and they tell me something. No way. I wouldn't go back to my house. No, no. I know it's an option you can have, and some people would find it really useful to go to an expert or something like that. But for me, I think that would make me feel a little bit worse. Definitely. I don't know if that would, but yeah. But thank you for saying that, Tassos. They just mistake you for Lily Munster. That's why they haunt you. Who is Lily Munster again? So I'm just using my Real Techniques contour brush. I'm going to start here and just go all the way around. And it just gives you a little bit of kind of colour, as you can see. I felt like I was Casper the Ghost when I came on. It looked so. That was probably not the best words to use. Okay. I'm just pale. Let's just say I felt pale. My God, that was not the words um, to use. But you know what I meant. Just pale. Okay. So yeah, Rimmel is quite easily. It's in Ulta. It's in Superdrug, Boots, online. But this is a really nice one, guys, because it's easy to apply. You build it up, which is better. You don't want to have to put something on and then it's so strong that you have to really rush and take it, kind of blend it out. But that's kind of didn't take long. You can get a bigger brush and then just kind of buff it out if you feel like it's a bit harsh. Rumpelstiltskin, Lily Munster, who is she? Tassos, you'd make a great goth chick. I used to be as a teenager. Yeah, I was, for sure. Hair was dyed black. My mum went insane. I remember that. Yeah. When I went to school and they sent me home. Yeah, she wasn't too happy with me that year. And then because it was like permanent or semi-permanent, I was washing my hair and it wouldn't come out for like 2 weeks. So that was fun. Um, and then the year after that, I dyed it like blood red. Like I just gone through a phase, I think. And yeah, so I didn't learn my lesson as a teenager. Okay, so I'm going to go in with another NYX product. It's the Buttermelt Blush. I feel like I'm sorry. I'm just going to take some water because I think my voice is going. My voice goes anyway, guys, because as you know, I talk so much on these lives. My goth name, Rumpelstiltskin, my goth name would be Goth's Child. Wow. Um, Tassos, you listened to The Cure as well. No, I didn't. Why Goth's Child, though? It's an interesting name. So this is it. This is in terracotta. I've got the berry one too. I think there's like 20 colors you can get this. They're relatively new. They came out in the summer. This is the NYX Professional Buttermelt Blush. And this is terracotta. So I'm just going to get my clean. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Sorry, guys. Oh, I see Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah. Like Rothschild's Rockefeller. Okay. I get it. So I'm just going to take a little bit here. And we're just going to bring it up here. Build it up really, really slowly because it's a really strong blush. So if you want to take a look, I do have a video comparing the berries to the terracotta on each side of the face, and that's on my video section. Definitely take a look at that. So I'm really just building this up, guys, because if I swatch it for you, that's how strong it is. So just be aware. I think that's okay. And what I'll do with that then is I will kind of blend it out with a clean, fluffy brush. And then it just kind of takes the harshness away. But it's a nice autumn fall kind of blush, I think. Goth fella. Yeah. Who else was like a goth when they were a teenager? Yeah. So I've kind of, you can see I definitely blended that down a bit. I just didn't want it to be too, I might just put a little bit more colour in there. I just didn't want it to be too intense. Okay, we're going to go on this side. I'm going to use what's remaining on the brush, and then if I need to go back in, can you see, guys, I didn't even go back in, and look at that. That's what I mean. You get a lot of colour payoff with this. So I will blend that out just to take away that harsh line at the bottom, but I don't want to take away the colour too much. So that's kind of what you get. Okay, let me just... Tessa, so how was your week, Kira? Other than that, it's just been work. I have signed up because I wrote a book before. Faber over here is like a college, but it's also a publishing company, and they're doing a advanced course in writing fiction. So that's on the 24th. It's like a Zoom class with everybody. He's in London, but he's written a lot of books, a lot of crime books, and that's what I want to write. I want to write like another crime fiction novel. And I've paid for his 4-hour masterclass. So there's going to be a lot of us on, and he's going to kind of be doing lessons and talking about his experiences. So I'm looking forward to that. That's on the 24th. So I think it's next Monday. Yeah. 24th? Yes. Am I right? Or is it Friday? Gosh. No, because we're the 20th today. Yeah, it's Thursday or Friday, I think. But yeah, I'll get a notification, a Zoom notification. But Faber Books, if you look at them or if you research them, they are a publishing company, but there's a lot of writers that were published through them, very popular writers. And then they sometimes do like talks or like a masterclass. So I've signed up for the masterclass because I really want to get back into the writing and things like that. Rumpelstiltskin, you've read about that one Rockefeller kid probably got eaten in PNG. He was there for a documentary or something. No, I haven't. Alpha Line, I will see you soon. I've subscribed. Thank you. Have faith in yourself and the universe will protect you. Thank you. Tassos, I was into Cradle of Filth at 14. Goth, I don't think, or Rumpelstiltskin, I don't think is a thing here. I've seen similar looks though. Tassos, will it be on YouTube? Okay, so that's, guys, I think I wouldn't go, and I think I need a little bit more color on that side, but you can see you definitely get a lot of color, and I think for autumn and winter this is a really nice color. Berries too, but this is, I just find I'm really keep reaching for that one. So yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to do the brows because I do have um video that I've just done on the brow tinting from Eyelure, so they're actually already done. Clifford, do you declare this to the DWP? What does that mean, Clifford? I don't understand. You can explain that one. Okay. So I'm going to go in with the, I'm starting to look alive a bit, guys, because starting to look a bit more, you know, with it. This is the Sheglam Stay Real. You can get all different colors. You can get greens, blues, reds. This is just a nice autumn color. And Sheglam are very, very affordable. Clifford, you know quite well. Okay, Clifford, I don't know what you're talking about. This is just a makeup tutorial channel. If you're not interested in makeup or anything like that, which I don't think you are, or kind of talking and getting to know people here on the lives, you can leave. We don't really need that kind of issues here. Okay. I'm just going to pop on the pigment base eyeshadow from Profusion. You can spell too. You spelled no as in no, so maybe you need to spell as well. Okay. So this is white, and I know it looks quite ghostly. You can get it in concealer color, but this is just a eyeshadow primer that's really good at keeping your eyeshadow on. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. You can use your finger or a brush. Just warms it up onto the skin, and what it'll do is it'll keep your eyeshadow on. Guys, honestly, the things people have said at this point, they think it actually, it used to, but it doesn't anymore. It doesn't bother me. There's bigger things in life to worry about when you look at the world right now. So I only go for positivity. I don't try to put anyone down. Everyone here is welcome. But if I feel like someone's just being nasty for no reason, then I will get them out. And if you know me, I'm a very friendly person. So for me to do that, you know, but if he's still here and he keeps on saying things like that and being rude, he's asking me, do I declare something? And I'm just a makeup tutorial channel. So somebody just doesn't have a lot to do and has too much time on their hands. Rumpelstiltskin, they started green crackers here. I thought they would be quite quieter, but no. Can someone explain to me what is DWP? I would like to know that too. Rumpelstiltskin, very soon I predict net zero carbon emission wars. Wow. Really? Department of Work and Pensions. Okay. Right. Yeah, I think he's just trolling. A lot of people do that at night. They just scroll and troll, as I call it. Scroll through streams and troll. Well, we'll have what he's having. Yeah. He's asking if I declare this, as in the make the stream, to the Department of Work and Pensions. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Do I look that old? Seriously, don't answer that if you think I do. Okay, so I'm going to cut the crease with this because it's a bit lighter. We're just going to... okay. It's probably just a child as well, guys. I feel like if somebody's unhappy with themselves, they get extremely confident online because they know they're hiding behind a phone. So that's just something I've learned over time. So if someone's having a bad day and they're that way inclined, if they see a stream or something like that, that was very light-hearted what he said. But some people can be really, and I've been on lives where I've seen, YouTubers have to put up with certain things, and I just think, how bad is your life that you want to make somebody else feel that way? So he was super, light-hearted. It's like when Aiden comes on and he just lists, lines from films and stuff. But you can get people, guys, so that's why he doesn't really bother me too much. But I do like to always just give out the message, to be positive to people. Okay, so you can see why I use that one, guys, because even though it looks really, really light, when it comes off, it's actually quite dark. So I'm just blending it really nicely in. Rumpelstiltskin. What if he's having fits or seizures? Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is go in with this one here. I'm going to use my, you could leave it at that and do a nice kind of creamier color if you wanted to. I'm going to try and bring some shimmer into kind of autumn and use this one here. We went very gold last night, so I want to put a little bit of a pearly color in, and we're just going to go into the inner corners. And we're only going to bring it as far as that, but it just lifts the eye completely. I'm still in the hotel, and the roommate, who was great until now, has started using my coffee without asking me, and my sponge. I'll start hiding my stuff again. Your sponge? Oh my gosh, that's totally over the top. Like that you shower with, you mean? Oh my goodness. Definitely don't let that go. Also, coffee as well. You need it in the morning, especially when you work as hard as you do. Are you going to try and say something? It's hard though if it's a roommate. I get it. It's a roommate. You have to be really careful. So I get that. But yeah, your sponge. Like, what is he thinking? Or she? Sorry, I don't know if it's a he or a she. This is just a darker one, guys, and I'm just gonna pop it at the end there. Gives a nice little smoky effect, but certainly autumn. And you could actually bring that into the lid if you didn't want to use mascara. Yeah, guys, coffee and me are like best friends. Particularly in the line of work I'm in. Oh my goodness. I come in early to work on purpose so I can have a coffee before I have to go to work. Rumpelstiltskin, I've lived alone for years and have strong boundaries, and I bite. I get that. Absolutely. Tassos, thankfully, the sink sponge. Oh my goodness. That's okay. For some reason, I thought you meant like what you wash yourself with or something, or your face. But that still, if it's yours and you're doing your own dishes and things like that, yeah, I can get that. Would be quite annoying. Hygienic wise as well, food and transference and stuff. So I totally get that. So I'm just going to. He turned it brown, so he's not into his cleaning then. He kind of just leaves stuff, does he? Are you still at the hotel? So are you getting like takeouts and stuff? Because and then like, or when you say roommate, because you were in a hotel, weren't you? And then you were saying that you were almost getting a place, and then obviously, unfortunately, it didn't work out. But yeah, to turn it brown, God, that must be really frustrating. So I'm just adding a little bit more on this side because I can see it's slightly lighter, and all we're going to do is kind of blend that out and then curl the lashes. But I'll take some takeouts, but I try to eat fruit and stuff. So do I, to keep an imaginative balance. Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. There's lots of stuff you can eat, can't you, that you don't really need to prepare to put too much kind of preparation time into. I hated having roommates too, Rumpelstiltskin. It was just like, because you really had to, it was the common areas that you had to share that drove me crazy, like, because what is that person going to be clean? Are they going to be hygienic? Are they going to be you can only have this place, or you can only have that place? Like, I went for years with that, and it was definitely, it was challenging, definitely challenging. You have to kind of build up a resilience to people without being too offensive, because you do have to live with them. So no, I get that. I get that. Okay. Tassos, I wouldn't mind a roommate of my choice, and Rumpelstiltskin, they disturb my tranquility. Absolutely. Everyone deserves some tranquility, for sure. So, is that at the hotel, Tassos? Because I know you were saying, I thought you might have had a choice. Was there was somebody who wanted to have a or get a place, wasn't there, with you? I'm just looking for my mirror, guys. Sorry if you see me looking around aimlessly. And I think I have put it somewhere safe. I always say somewhere safe, and then let me check here. I never had a roommate of my choice, Tassos. I always kind of looked at where I worked and then chose a room based on the distance of where I worked. So I never knew who I was going to. I knew to a point of when I kind of walked around and saw the room and saw the people, but I never kind of knew what they were really like until I started to live with them. So yeah, I think I've got a very distant mirror here, so I might have to use that. But yeah, I've never had that opportunity either to kind of choose who I share with in the past when I did share. I think it's quite rare for people to do that unless a group of friends come together, um, which is quite rare as well, and get a place. You know, that's the ideal situation, isn't it? But it doesn't happen like that for people, you know. But yeah, that's been my experience too, Tassos. Rumpelstiltskin, stay strong. Tassos, life is testing you for sure. I think it tests us all. I was about to put concealer as mascara, so there you go, guys. I'm not with it at all today. I need this one. Oh my goodness. I think there's something, yeah. Okay. Tassos, they're going to give us room, so I'm waiting. If I rent, it will be expensive. Plus, I'm wondering if I'm going to stay in Cyprus for long. You were saying that, weren't you? You were thinking of coming to the UK. You were asking about the examinations for like care and things like that. I remember that. No, I don't have to stop yapping. It's okay. We're chatting. Don't worry. Now, I usually have a mirror if you know me. But there's a long mirror in just beside the camera. If you see me just randomly looking, it's not going to be as precise because I've obviously put the mirror somewhere safe. I usually have this little round mirror, unless I've put it in one of these. No, I bet you I've popped it away in a box or something. So we're gonna go with the flow. Okay, we're not doing too bad given that the mirror is quite a way away. Rumpelstiltskin, the only roommate I had was a kitten, showed up in the middle of the night. Oh, after a few days she said weird fella and left. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. I do miss having animals, I have to say. They are great roommates. Oh, I wonder why she left. Some cats kind of live very, very close by to where you live, but they go from like place to place, and they just get fed and then they go back to their owner in the evening, or else they just go back to the person that feeds them the most. Cats aren't, I think they're not as loyal. They're a lot more kind of independent, aren't they? So I think they go to people. They go, oh, this person might feed me, and then when they do, they kind of stick around for a while and then they move on. I think that's the nature of cats, isn't it? Okay, we're not doing too bad. But yeah, Tassos, I do hope, you get to chat to your roommate and just say, if you want to use my things, just let me know. Especially with your coffee and stuff, because coffee in the morning is like I need my coffee in the morning. So you're not saying I won't share it with you, but at the same time, you're saying, these are my things. If you want to use them, use them. And if you want to use the sponge, do you mind just kind of rinsing it off or cleaning it afterwards? That kind of stuff. Even by saying it, it might just put it in their mind like, okay, I shouldn't really continue doing this. And you've said it quite calmly. You haven't kind of been upset saying it or anything like that. So Sorry, it looks really weird. I'm doing my mascara because the thing is behind it. Tassos, the head chef, this thing where before he starts talking, he goes "ee" or "ooh," and we're imitating him behind his back. What's he doing that for? Okay, I think that would really freak me out if my boss did that in front of me. I'd be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Well, it's funny though, isn't it? Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know why Kitten left. My friends used to joke that it was probably a spirit or witch. Oh, I think it's the nature of cats. Honestly, they go around. In my experience, they do go from house to house. Um, and they just try and get. I think it's the nature of them. They're not that they're not loyal, but they certainly will go from house to house. I remember my mum got me a cat and like kitten, and I called it Magic, and it was black, and I think it stayed in our house for 2 weeks, and then it ended up wanting to live with the neighbor. So that was nice when I trying to explain to mum, trying to explain to me at 7, while the cat we got wanted to live. It just, I don't know what it was like. It They choose their owners. A lot of my friends say like cats choose their owners, so it's really strange. But I do firmly believe they just go from place to place and wander around and eat. Tassos, he says, I mean, oh, it still sounds really odd, doesn't it? If you were kind of like, if he's not directing it at anybody and it's just random, it does sound quite unusual. No, no sponge sharing, no compromise, I say. Yeah, I mean, I think if someone literally used it, I'd say, that's if you want to use it, let's just rinse it out, or you can kind of get your own if you want, or if and I would kind of try and say it in a way that, because obviously you have to kind of say it in a way because you are going to be living with them. Not that you want to probably say it, a different way, but yeah, I agree, because it's food, isn't it? And it's the sink and it's things like that, and it's trying to, be hygienic after you've eaten. So yeah, absolutely. Rumpelstiltskin, I named the cat Whiskey, or for Whiskers, or Whiskey too. Oh, what color was it? Was it a black cat or an orange cat? Okay, just gonna. It's so great to talk to you guys tonight, guys. Honestly, I wasn't feeling the best. Whiskers is quite nice for a cat. I think that's quite a nice name. I can hear the fireworks again. If you can hear it. It's just they do celebrate it in London and Oxford in particular, and I did notice that when I moved here. Each year they celebrated Diwali quite. They really did this festivals, things like that. So I think it's good in a way. But yeah, if you can hear it in the background, and that's just the fireworks going on. And when Halloween is on, oh my god! If you have a pet, I don't know how they cope, because the fireworks here for bonfire night. So they have Halloween. There is sometimes fireworks on Halloween, but they have a specific bonfire night here. They don't have this in Ireland, and the bonfire night is where they continuously set off like fireworks one after the other for hours and hours and hours. And I even kind of start to get a bit, oh my, it gets frustrating. But I have friends that have pets, and they always dread it because, obviously cats and dogs, they don't, or any animal, I guess, they just can't cope with that kind of thing, can they? So, Tassos, I think you said you felt feverish last week. I think I did. I did a little bit. But I'm feeling that because of where I work, the guys, the patients have very low immune systems. So I think maybe it's natural to kind of just pick up something. So I have all the amount of vitamins I'm on now. Oh my goodness, I've been taking them every day. White with orange and white grey stripes. That's really sweet. If it was a little kitten, it does sound like it might have been lost, because cats usually do go from house to house, don't they? But if it's such a small kitten, sounds like it might have been lost. So yeah, hopefully it found its way. Okay, this is just the lip oil from Revolution. You can get it in orange and mango. This is in raspberry. I'm just gonna. It's stopped now, but I think it'll just continue on throughout the night. I do, I love oranges with Greek yogurt. I eat that all the time, but I do take a separate vitamin C tablet. Um, one of my colleagues has this little effervescent in the morning. He puts a little effervescent vitamin C tablet, and they put it in water and stir it and just drink it in the morning. And apparently that hits your system quicker. But I think first thing in the morning, I don't think I could do that. But no, they do that. I just take actually a tablet. But I do eat oranges. They're one of the things I do like to eat. So I'm just going to go back in with the eyeshadow palette and just bring the darker color just slightly down. I don't think I'll go, under the lashes because I don't have my mirror and I wouldn't trust it. Um, but yeah, we're going to go with this color here, just under the lash line. And then I think we're almost done, guys. Rumpelstiltskin, cats and dogs are quite common here in urban settings. They live in the streets. Yeah, I can imagine. I guess there's probably a lot of strays. You do find that in Oxford sometimes too, on certain streets. I do remember you would see kind of more dogs. So I'm just going to take this one here and just, well, if you can see it right here, and bring that down the lash line. Again, I don't have a mirror, so this is going to be interesting. But yeah, it's still kind of, I'm not going to go all the way in either, but it just kind of gives it more of a kind of evening look. So it's kind of more of a smoky eye, but you're using brighter colors. You're not going so dark. There will be pictures in the post section. Guys, I don't know what's going on. The heating is not on, but it is absolutely boiling in here. So I brought my water. It's not really showing up on this side as much on camera, but in the mirror it is. So I'll just do a little bit more. So Tassos, do you go and get your laundry done somewhere else? Because obviously it's a hotel room, or do they do that as part of the service for you? Or does your work pay for that? Rumpelstiltskin. Cats and dogs are quite common here in urban settings. Tassos, do they have you in any WhatsApp group at work? Yeah, we have a work group. Yeah, it's just called, it's just our, when you get employed there, the manager adds you into it. So yeah, it's kind of for all the local kind of employees and things like that. So say somebody's cancelled, they can say, is anyone able to pick up this shift? So and so doesn't feel well. Things like that. Or if there's any meetings that none of us know about, they can always remind us. That's what they do. Rumpelstiltskin, the famous notorious Rumpelstiltskin, the famous notorious dingo of Australia is actually a descendant of an Indian street dog. Wow. I do know that. Yeah, I do. I've seen a few films about that, but documentaries. Rumpelstiltskin, I'm spitting random facts. They're interesting facts. Tassos, there's a machine on the floor we're at. Oh, good. So you can just get it done there. Hi, Adriana. Yes, I do remember you. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'm really frustrated that that mirror is just, I know I put it somewhere safe because I came up earlier on and put all the things here. And I bet you I'll go off tonight, guys, and I'll find it straight away. So there we go. Okay. I'm going to just do a little bit here. And then I'm going to chat to you guys because I am finished, but I'm going to finish my water. I mean, what you could do is go a little bit darker, which I might try that one. Maybe we'll try a different brush. And this brush here, okay, this is the Menage 5995, but I like this precise kind of sharper end. And if you're wondering why hasn't she done her brows, basically I'm testing out the Eyelure brow tint. There's a video on it in my section, my longer form content. So if you can see, they are quite dark. It's like a gel that you mix together with an activator. And you leave it on for like 15 minutes, wipe it off, and it kind of is, choose your color wisely is the only thing I'd say. This is medium brown, or sorry, dark brown. Medium brown is basically for blonde, it's kind of more for blondes, like light to medium blonde hairs. because you know, I tested a few of them before I came on and did it. So um Tassos, I only know Dingodile from Crash Bandicoot. I hope I pronounced that right. Rumpelstiltskin, you know I find the concept of shared public laundry quite strange. We don't have that here. And we have it here. We have it here. Most apartments I've lived in, if they haven't had that, there's a shared one, like a dryer and a washing machine. Um, Hi, Adriana again. So I'm going to go in with that deeper colour, but I've got a more precise brush now, and I think that's going to work a lot better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. But yeah, that's quite common in over here and in Ireland as well, in the kind of bigger apartment complexes or hotels as well. Depends if you're staying long term. There's a couple of hotels here where there's like um, construction workers. There's lots of different kind of various companies that will hire people to stay in hotels, but they'll make sure that those hotels have like the facilities that people need. So it's quite good. I have to go, honey, but have a great day, and Olivia. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Adriana. Tassos, well, it's the only option here, and it's a good option, I think. It's good to have because you're in control of your own laundry at the end of the day, aren't you? So you still get to do what you need to do. So I think it's good. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit more visible. So I think because I did lip oil, I don't think I'm really going to go ahead and do any lipstick. Kind of like a nice autumn everyday look, but I wanted to kind of promote the Sheglam range because they are really, really affordable, guys. And if you're on a budget or anything like that, I didn't want to keep coming on with things like Huda Beauty, which is a higher brand, when you can get kind of little nice looks with things like this, little quads. So definitely take a look at Sheen. Sheglam is their kind of makeup section. I'm just going to finish my water. But Tassos, that's, I think, I've done that too, you know. So it's a good option to have. Oh my goodness, drank a lot there. But I do have the box to show you guys. So if you're wondering, again, she hasn't done her brows. This is what I did a couple of days ago. This is the Eye Lure Dye Brow. It's a permanent tint for brows. Now they say permanent, but it lasts 6 weeks, but you get 12 applications. So it's quite good. And it's only, you can see here, you only need to keep it on for 15 minutes. So I'm still testing it out. Some people still put brow, you know, products on. I want to test it out to see. There you go again. They're going again. I think tonight's sleep is going to be like dependent on how it goes with the fireworks. But yeah, people sometimes put this on, but I don't want to go through all the bother of doing this and then get something like another eyebrow product. Why would I do that? Because then I'm not going to see how this works. So definitely take a look at the video. Rumpelstiltskin, we only have laundry services. They take the clothes and wash, iron them, and give them back, even in hotels. Oh, Tassos, you don't have coin operated machines, not even in the big cities. We do. We have coin operated machines. But sometimes if it's a hotel or if it's if it's kind of an organized kind of paid for by a company, they'll do it for the employees, I think. Okay, that light just randomly turned off. Okay. They'll do it for the employees. Okay, that was charged all day. That's very frustrating. The light just turned off. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you meant in India, Tassos. Rumpelstiltskin said no, that concept is not available here. Right, my lights are turning off randomly, guys. Okay, well, I am kind of done, but I've been enjoying our conversations, guys. I'm glad that this time works for people because I'm online Wednesday, 8 o'clock UK time, and I'll probably be on a little bit longer. Not feeling 100% today. So the makeup is definitely a good thing. My lights are all going off, so I might need to, I thought that I'm nearly sure I charged them all, so I shall say good night. and maybe take lemon and water. I wasn't going to go so soon, but I think I didn't realize how quick I put the makeup on, guys. I think I've been an hour. I can't see where the lights are, how long I've been. But let me know, guys, if you're available on Wednesday. It will be great to talk on Wednesday. I'm doing more of a color, more Indian inspired makeup look on Wednesday. Another Indian inspired look I found. I'm loving their makeup, guys. I love anything colorful. I love the way they celebrate life. So I love all that kind of thing as well. So I'm going to be doing more of a, that'll be a little bit longer. Um, but I do hope you enjoyed, guys. Tassos, I do hope, um, oh, you meant Amnesiaville once again. I'm trying not to go there. I don't know. I literally charged that all night, so or all day. Sorry. Rumpelstiltskin, catch you later. Yeah, definitely Wednesday. I hope you can all make it 8 o'clock UK time. Tassels, I know. Honestly, I think we're thinking the same things. Um, then Rumpelstiltskin is saying laters to Tassos, and Tassos, I'll say good night to you too. I really enjoy when you guys come on, and again, guys, anybody else that wants to subscribe to the channel, definitely feel free to. I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but I'm not somebody who kind of set out to be that way, but I am trying to build the channel, to a kind of decent level. But yes, good night, everybody. I will pop the photos in the photo section before all the lights go out. Well, I'm saying that joking, but yeah. Really do have a good rest of your week, guys, until Wednesday, because I'll see you then. There is 2 brand new videos in my video section on the channel, so definitely take a look at those. And I'll see you all very soon. And good night, everybody.